Hey, Black Barn Social Club, God bless America. I did a post earlier on these boots. We're talking boots, and we're talking SKOOB boots. And I did a post earlier on these, and I called them the most, I called them obscure, and then I said obsessed. And that's pretty much how I roll when I'm boot hunting. So let me tell you how I fell into these boots, and then how I fell in love with these boots. And obviously it's a premature conclusion that I'm in love with them. I'm more in lust with them at the moment because I have yet to wear them, which is why I'm rushing this review so I can get them to you in the cleanest possible way, because I'm fixing to start wearing the dog balls out of them. The SKOOB boots. This is how I get going down the rabbit hole. I will search an image. I'll get on there and I'll say M-43 service boot, and I'll start swiping through, and I'll start seeing like a madman on what are the dating sites, But I'll start swiping through, and then finally I'll see a picture of a boot that I just kind of stuns me and stops me, and then I'll click it and I'll enlarge it and I'll try to figure out what it is and who made it, and then I'll start going looking for the manufacturers. Well, that's what happened with this boot. I found this wicked cool photo. I loved what I saw. I loved the profile of it, and I started looking, and come to find out, the manufacturer is overseas. They only sell it through a couple of stockists, and so it was really pretty hard to dig into. And so I ended up getting dialed in, and what I found was SKOOB. The business, their technical name is books, and not that they're in the books, but they began in Asakusa, Tokyo. Let me get my notes. Asakusa. Maybe I said that right. I don't know. But they began in 2011 making boots and shoes for other companies. And over time, in 2017, they started making their own boot, and they changed the name to SKOOB, and it was just a reverse of books. So I don't know what the story is. It's a little quirky, but yeah, that's how SKOOB came to be. Now, what they are, it's an in-house, artisan-led, bench-made boot company. They do their own pattern making, their leather prep, they welt and sew everything. The assembly, it all goes together by a small, tight team in Tokyo. Which, by the way, Asakusa, if I'm saying that right, is like the downtown old part of Tokyo. Here's a cat. So let me get the cat going so it doesn't interrupt the... Yeah, what are you doing? This is so unprofessional. Right. So, where were we? Asakusa, the downtown old part of Tokyo. So anyway, you got this handmade boot, all being made by a small team in Asakusa. Now let's talk about the M-43 Service Shoe. The M-43 was modeled after the military-issued boot that in 1943 they were replacing the jump boots and things like that. So they were looking for this. This is a faithful recreation of that. But it was made iconic, much like the engineer boot or the Lofgren. When I said that Marlon Brando had made that famous in The Wild One. Well, Steve McQueen made this boot famous in The Great Escape, and Steve McQueen is, it's not why I bought the boot, it's not why I was looking for the boot. I happen to be a fan of the actor and a fan of the movie itself, but really I just really liked this profile. And one of the things about it, I'll get to in a minute. I'll talk about the boot in a minute. Where do you get this boot? Again, SKOOB only goes to a couple of retailers that I know of. So you can try secondhand, but I wasn't I didn't find any luck doing it that way. Stuff, S-T-U-F slash F. This is where I got this, from Stuff. And I want to say there was one other, but this is the one I found. So that's the two things. And this is a collab. This particular boot's a collab with that Stuff, S-T-U-F slash F. So about this boot. Now, the 1943 Service Shoe. And I don't know why they call it a shoe as opposed to a boot. I don't know if there's some reason why, but the technical term is Service Shoe. This here is a Horween Natural Chrome XL. It's a little bit darker than some of the Horweens that I've seen. I don't know if that's, it's still called Horween Natural Chrome XL. I don't have any reason to doubt that anything about it, because when I'm looking at this thing, it's so well done. It is thick, and again, with my meat hook micrometers, I'm going to say this is every bit of 6-ounce leather. It is so well done. One piece heel counter cover, which is just like that, faithful reproduction, tight stitching, ultra close thread count, or stitches per inch. This one has the 270 degree flat welt, Goodyear flat welt. And so I'm just trying to slow it down and show you so the camera doesn't shift on you. But look at that. So it's 7 eyelets, all brass. 4 stitches up the quarter, up the quarter onto the vamp. And it's just absolutely stunning. Now, what's my favorite feature about this? Before I show you the sole, I really think my favorite feature is the fact that it's got such a utility, just unassuming, there's no tags on the boot whatsoever. They've got actual stamping. So it just looks, it looks like something that would have been government issued. But at the same time, it looks so well done, there's no way the government could have issued something like this. Every possible feature on it is flawless. My favorite thing about it, though, is this sole. I'm a sucker for the Dr. soles and the cat's paw, and I'm just a sucker for some of that that neat looking sole. This one's the Armor Tread Neoprene Cord Sole. So over time, I would assume you're going to start to see some of those cords come out, but it's just got a real grabby feature and feel to it. But just that added layer of I don't know, that's just cool to me. Now I don't know how I'm going to walk and stare at the sole at the same time, but I might try, because this is just too neat to me. I don't know what it is about these service boots that I really like, but I keep on talking about two things. I keep on saying that, one, I'm starting to see that this is my style. This 100% is my taste in boots. So when I get to these type boots, it touches that special place in me where I go, I'm drawn to it. It doesn't look like a work boot. It doesn't look like something out of the ordinary. It's a service boot, but I'm drawn to it. I love Natural Chrome XL. I'm starting to get to where every time I find a boot I like, the first leather I'm going to choose or to try to pair it with is Natural Chrome XL. I think it goes with more of my outfits. It goes with more things easier, and I love that. The last thing I love about this, and I was uncertain about it until I got it, I pulled it out of the box and I put it on. But looking at that profile, this is I mean, when somebody says unstructured toe, this is what they're, I mean, this is it. You can, I mean, it's got that pancake silhouette where, I mean, down here, there's not much. And I was worried that I'd put my big feet into it and that would be too constrictive. It is completely, I mean, it's counterintuitive to that. It's something weird about it because you do feel it laying across your foot, but it's not constrictive. And there is definitely enough width and volume and volume on the instep that my foot slipped comfortably into it. And I didn't pay attention to the fact that was low and touching my foot. But I do expect anyway. I mean, and the reason why I love it so much is because I tend to like that. I like the toes that get that structured wave in them. Not the ones that, when it's intentionally built into their design. Let me say it that way. I don't like seeing dimples and slop in a boot that was not made to look that way. But in this case, I feel like it was part of the design. So you know, I don't know. It's kind of like when you see a truck that's got patina on it that it earned versus a painted patina job. So that's just a throwback to, you know, me and cars. So for me, this is something that snuck up on me and just stole my attention. And it's the most obscure bootmaker that I have found to date in all of my journeys. So you guys take a look at this. I'm going to show you the other boot once, but you can see excellent stitching, excellent clicking. If you like this kind of boot, you can still get them. They make them in brown horsehide leather. I think they make them in black. It's just such a cool, just such a cool homage to the service shoe, the 1943 service shoe. So I will show you some pairings. I'll show you some. I mean, I'll start. That's why I'm rushing this review, because I wanted to hurry up and get this over with so that I could get to wearing it. But you know, this is the idea, guys. This is finding something like this, finding something that is not absolutely ordinary. This looks nothing like anything I own, even though it looks similar. It looks similar to the El Capitans. It looks similar to, you know, some, you know, plenty of shoes, but I've yet to see one that just does this. So, and I know that there's some other collabs out there going on right now, even with Lofgren. But if you're wondering about this small company that's doing these boots in Tokyo, I'm here to tell you, this is a nice boot. This is a nice boot. So you guys be blessed. We will talk soon. Just wanted to show y'all some boots.